Good morning. Happy Wednesday morning, salon industry professionals. I hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday morning. I know some of you who are watching me may be in the North Carolina area, like myself, and we've been preparing, and some of you may have evacuated different areas. And so, first, I want to let you know that I've been praying for my family, but your family as well, that we make right decisions with right timing and that everyone is prepared. But even more so, my prayer has been that with us being in the Bible Belt, that we come together corporately and use the power that God has given us to move mountains and pray collectively together that the storm just go back out where it came from. And so before I get moving, hey Bella, how are you, dear? I am going to share out with some of my other devices really quick. And we're going to get started. You guys see in the title, it says want to build and grow. I can go ahead and sign on with Periscope. Want to build and grow an amazing salon? Do these 5 things. Want to build and grow an amazing salon? Do these 5 things. We're going to talk about that on this morning. And they fall under leadership. They fall under leadership. I will say that. Let me share really quick with my page. How's everybody doing? Bella, how's it going, darling? How are you? You doing good? Okay, so I shared that, you know, I had this app called Christian Chick. Hey girl, how are you? I had this app called Lively, and it used to allow me to like pre-schedule who my posts would go to, but Facebook made some changes and um they're not allowing you to share from other platforms. You got to kind of like just use their platform to share. And then you guys know Instagram does not let you get ready before time. And so that's been a little uncomfortable for me, but I'm pushing through, right? Because in any level of entrepreneurship, the biggest bulk of what you do is going to be in your ability to push through. It's really in how you handle things, because everything is not going to always go exactly how we want it to, but how you handle it is going to make all the difference, guys. I'm telling you. So you guys know for yourself, many people uh, face very similar situations, and one person will smash it, right? And the next person, not so much. And a lot of it is because they made up their mind. One, they've gotten committed on what it is they're going to do. And it's all mentality. It's all mentality. I know I have one daughter and a stepson, and oftentimes I see people with more children, and I'm like, how on earth, do they do it? Because I'm so busy, I'm so involved, and it's always something coming up with the kids, but they do it because up here, right? So you can find one person with no children, and then another person with 2, 3, 4, 5 children who's smashing it, right? This person with the children with the extra responsibilities, who's smashing it. And the difference is, Betty Clausen, how are you? The difference is really up here. They've decided, they've made a difference, and they probably have some of these 5 things that I'm going to talk about this morning going for them. So first of all, I want to let you guys know that if you're an aspiring salon owner and your intention is to eventually open a salon, or if you are a salon owner and you want your salon to grow, maybe you've been saying, okay, it seems difficult to get a team. I feel stuck behind the chair more than I ever did. Or maybe you're at a really great level and you're really just ready to see massive growth and quantum leaps in your business. I want you guys to think about these 5 things that I'm going to talk about. And I want you to know, most of all, that it really starts from leadership. And so what made me share this particular topic this morning was in one of my private coaching courses, we're actually, I think Monday, I start teaching a segment on leadership. So I'm not going to teach you guys what I teach them, because, they have invested. But I am going to talk to you guys by way of leadership, because if you get these 5 things right here, guys, and if any effective salon owner is operating off of these 5 things, they may not have recognized it, but they are. Chances are very, very likely that they are. So I'm going to do a quick introduction on this morning before I get started. For those of you who come on the broadcast, you've never been on with me before, I'm Tanya Wilson-Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified life coach. I operate from a transformational space. I teach my clients on mindset, personal development, and business building, so they get a full circle experience when they work with me. I truly believe that while we are creating amazing brands in our salon industry, we should also be creating the life that we love. And I focus on mindset, one, because you build based on on what you believe. If you don't believe that there's more for you, then you never do what's necessary for the next level, right? So I always teach on mindset. There were some things that I had to overcome in my own belief system, in my own money story, that when I overcame them, when I was even aware that they were there, they shifted everything in my business, right? And so I teach my clients how to recognize any limiting beliefs or thought patterns that they may have as it relates to, one, their worth and what they think they're valued at, or how they feel, how valuable they feel, and two, their money story, because a lot of times our childhood or what we've experienced or haven't experienced, the voices, the people around us, they gravely affect us going to the next level. Oftentimes we've been taught to fear and not really to faith. So we say faith things from our mouth all the time. Many of us are kingdom entrepreneurs, many of you who come on, but many of us do not align fully with that faith. And so I truly believe that faith and it includes action, right? And so for as many declarations or I ams that we say, because declarations shift or they impart into your spirit so that you can believe different, but it requires us to move different. So I teach my clients from that perspective. And of course, I teach my clients some amazing strategies. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for 24 plus years and a salon owner for 10. I am currently helping stylists. They're reaching 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and really growing some really, really, really amazing brands. I have something that I want to share so bad that's actually going on with one of my clients who I've been working with for about 1.5 years now. And she's joining me for my year-long mastermind. So I'm really, really excited about that, because in 1.5 years, she's probably 3x'd her business. And my mastermind gives stylists an opportunity to 3 to 5x their business if they're willing to put in the work. Those are the type of strategies I give in there. So I'm just excited about how she's moving in her space. And it was all when she got real clear on her brand. Brand clarity, it's everything, guys. And all of you are a brand, whether you know it or not. Your brand is how the marketplace sees you. And, oftentimes if they see you in one space and you like for them to see you a different way, there are some things you have to shift. Hey, Tara girl, how are you? Some things that you have to shift or tweak so that you're attracting the right people, whether it's staff, business relationships, and definitely clients, your perfect people into your business. And so when you get business brand clarity, which she's gotten it tremendously. Many of you have a brand identity. I teach branding from a space of, like, if you were trying to figure out someone's DNA, their makeup, right? Because when you guys think about this, when you figure out who you are just as a person, how many of you, I'm going to ask the question, how many of you have gone through life, you've done some things, and when you look back on it, hey dear, you thought you knew who you were, right? You thought you knew who you were, but you realized you really didn't, right? And so, I mean, that was me. For as much as I felt that my self-esteem was in one space, it really wasn't. And it wasn't until I became aware of who I am that my entire life changed. So many things that I did before, many conversations that I have, a lot of the places that I went, and definitely what I was doing with my time, my energy, and my money shifted when I understood who I was. So when I teach my clients based on their, clarity, vision, and brand clarity, finding out who they are as a brand shifts them in that same way. So if any of you have, heard me say, brand clarity or vision clarity, that's what I'm talking about. Help people get really, really clear. And once they're clear, they soar. So I have one piece of house business, and then I'll share 5 things that effective salon leaders do. This is how you can build and grow your salon. You are invited to my event. I'll be actually talking about vision clarity and profit clarity at my event in Raleigh, North Carolina, September the 23rd. It is for aspiring salon owners and current salon owners who simply want more. I've been, looking for words that actually describe what the event is, and it is for the salon owner who wants more. Just to simplify it, because I realize everybody doesn't want the next level. And that's perfectly okay. But many of you have dreams and goals and visions that are bigger than you, right? They're just simply bigger than you. And if it is a God vision, most oftentimes it is bigger than you. So it does require that you have help for the vision. And I love to support you in that. I'm actually hosting a power hour prior to the event for a select few salon owners who not only want to come to the event, but they want me to strategize with them individually. You will fill out a few questions prior to the event, and I'll be working on your strategy up until the time, that the actual event is. So that's September the 23rd, Raleigh, North Carolina. The VIP seats are $175. You come an hour before the event starts, and then you would join everyone from 3 to 6. The regular admission is $97. I had people to ask me, is this for someone who does not own a salon, who is looking at salon ownership in the next year, 2 years, 3 years? Absolutely. The best business you can have is one that you prepare for. And in our industry, oftentimes preparation is like something that we find out later after we've been grinding. We realize that, we need to prepare differently. We need to plan differently. And so for those of you who want more, you want to build an amazing team, right, with ease, one that you're attracting and one, not one that you're chasing. If you're like, I've been trying so many different things, and I think that clarity is actually what I need. I'm going to be giving strategies to that will help you to get clear. And once your vision is clear, guys, you're not going to waste your time, your money, your energy, or your efforts on the wrong things, right? It'll kind of give you tunnel vision. And I say kind of because sometimes when we operate in tunnel vision, we can miss some things, right? But it'll give you direction so that you can see massive growth in your salon career, so that you're not just trying things, right? So that you're not always spending the majority of your time putting out fires, but you're actually proactive. You have a plan in place prior to things even happening, and you're moving from a space of chasing clients to actually attracting them. And as a salon owner, this is just my belief, your goal should eventually be to come from behind the chair. Your goal should eventually be to come from behind the chair. How many of you, whether you're catching me now or on the replay, how many of you eventually don't want to grind behind that chair the way you did when you first started out in the industry? If that's you, put a 1 in the comments for me. Whether you're on with me live or you come back in the replay, if you know that at some point you're not going to want to slay heads the way you slay them before. I shared how my experience in really getting to see an amazing salon with systems was when I went to work for my mentor after flopping, the year prior, fresh out of school, working at a salon, and then jumping into booth rental. I learned systems, but in 5 years of working in establishments of my mentor, I only saw her do hair maybe 5 times at the most in a 5-year time frame. Now, she did do hair to train us for training classes, but it was very rare with a client. And so oftentimes as salon owners, what we end up doing is creating a new job for ourselves, where we're tied to the chair, where if we don't spin the chair, ain't no money being made. And it's a business that, well, it's not really considered a business if you aren't allowing other streams of revenue to, help you make it go down. And so I'll be teaching, how to create an exit strategy from your vision at that particular event. I invite you guys to join me. The link is actually in the top of the broadcast, but it's renewfullcircle.com/maximize, renewfullcircle.com/maximize. And that is September the 23rd in Raleigh, North Carolina. Don't miss it. Don't miss your moment or your opportunity. A lot of times we say, I'll catch it the next time, or I'll do it later. One of the things about an effective leader is they take action, right? They take action on those things that align with what it is that they desire. I've helped some amazing stylists create amazing brands, and I'm behind the scenes over here, guys, literally, crying. I had one stylist to share with me that she and her daughter were looking for a plane ticket to come and surprise me because of the amount of growth she has had in her business. Those things, they do my heart, because my heart is to really allow salon owners to create multiple streams of revenue, or at least to have a space where they're not tied to the chair. Even if they want to do hair, it's not because they're obligated. It's not because the bills have to be paid. It's simply because they're working in their passion, and they can do it, if they want to or if they don't. And so my goal is to help as many salon owners as possible shift the trajectory of their business by being able to, run a really amazing business and brand that doesn't require them to have to spin the chair unless they just want to. So I invite you to join me for that event. And we're going to get into today's broadcast. So 5 things an effective salon owner has. One that wants to build and grow an amazing salon. And I'm going to go back to something that I'm just not going to stop talking about it. So if you're tired of hearing me talk about vision, this may not be the broadcast for you, right? Because it is one of the 5 things an effective salon owner must have. And all of this is coming from a leadership space, because I want you to know that if you are planning on becoming a salon owner, you are volunteering to be a leader. And a leader without vision will lead people anywhere. They'll lead people anywhere, right? And a leader without vision will continue to attract people that won't allow the vision to move forward, because they'll be attracting just anybody. Because it's like, here's the thing I'm doing, but I don't know where I'm going with it. So, you just get randomness going on. And so an effective leader, I'm going to replace the word salon owner with leader so you guys can understand just how much of a leadership position that you're taking. But an effective leader has a vision. They know where the salon is going. They can reverberate those things back to their staff. They make moves. They make money moves based on where it is they desire their salon to grow. They're not all over the place. This is an effective leader, right? Mr. Jackson, how are you? Thank you for joining. The second thing an effective leader has, remember I replaced the word salon owner with leader. They have clearly defined values. Clearly defined values. There's nothing like building a business where your values aren't clear. So you guys got to get in a position where you understand what your yeses are and what your nos are. So, building a business that you haven't decided what your values are mean that you'll probably be offended a lot by customers, by staff, by people that you're doing business with. You're creating business relationships and partnerships with, because you haven't defined your values. That means that let's just say you're doing a business partnership or a collaboration, and you haven't defined your values, and then you connect with another entity, and you're sick, you're frustrated the entire time because something on the inside doesn't resonate or align with your individual values. So when you have clearly defined values, you've already decided, this is what will transpire inside my business. I'm not doing this if it's got to go this way. Clearly defined values are, your yeses and your nos. And so I help salon owners build value-based businesses. So whatever they really value, we focus on prioritizing those things and making sure that the way they're building their business is built around those things. For instance, if family is important to you, you're probably going to have a heart for your staff. One of the things I did, I had personal days where they didn't have to tell me why. They needed a day off. It didn't count against them at all. They just needed a personal day, because someone who is dedicated to their family, y'all know stuff comes up, right? And so because that's where my heart was, I also gravitated people towards me who had a heart for family as well. And so I wanted to build a business and create an atmosphere where not just I wasn't the only one who could go and take time with their family or do things that they value with their family, but to allow that space for those who came to work with me as well. It also helped me, when I understood my values and what my yeses and nos were. It's like, okay, I'm not working until 12 o'clock at night. It's just, no, I'm not doing that, because I value my health, my time with my family, right? And so when you build your business based on your values and they're clearly defined, you have less turnover with staff, because you've already established the type of individuals that you want to come and work in your space, right? That you want to experience on a regular basis. And a lot of times their values will align with your values, whatever your values are. So a great effective leader, salon owner, has clearly defined values. So I want you guys to take a moment when the broadcast is over. Here's a little action step for you guys. Write down the 5 things that you value the most. And then when you look at those 5 things, ask yourself, am I aligning, the way that I'm building my business, does it align with the things that I say I value? Because oftentimes we say we value things, money, our family, but when we go back to look at it, we have to say, I really haven't been valuing my money properly. Or, just like people who say they value money, but they've never read a book on economics or finances. You have to ask yourself, when is the last time I actually did something that aligns with the things I say that I value? If you value growing your business, you have to ask yourself, when is the last time I really went to get information on how to grow my business? So I want you guys to write down 5 things. If it's your family, you have to say, like, am I really spending any quality time with my family? And this is how, if what you say you value is not lining up with your actions, then there's some things that you're going to need to shift, tweak, and change, right? And change is not always easy, because many of you are in spaces of comfort that may not really be comfortable, right? But it is certain, like you can guarantee, whether it's struggle, whether it's lack, whatever the situation, you can almost guarantee that this is going to at least happen. And so those spaces of comfort sometimes make it difficult for us to do the things necessary to change and really grow businesses that we actually value-based businesses, and actually create those values within our brand, and we'll begin attracting our perfect people. So write down 5 things, guys, that you value, and then just say, hey, is this showing up in my life, right? The value that I say I have, especially as it relates to my business, and creating the lifestyle that I love, is it showing up, in my life and my business? And if not, what do I need to do to shift? Who do I need to connect with in order to get the information for that to happen? So the 4th thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. No, I skipped number 2. So number 1 was a vision, right? Number 2 is a plan. Number 2 was a plan. I skipped it. I don't know how, right? Because it's major. So maybe you have a vision for your salon business. You figured it out, you put it on paper, you know what it looks like. But if you don't have a plan, New York, hey Rose, how are you, dear? If you don't have a plan with strategies attached to the vision, then the vision just becomes words on paper. The vision just becomes this thing that you keep telling everybody, and they're wondering, like, she's been saying that same thing for a long time. And oftentimes it's simply missing a plan. I remember I just had this conversation telling my girlfriend that I had planned to retire at 35. It didn't happen, right? I talked about all the things that I wrote down in my journal, my dreams, my goals, my vision, and all of the stuff that happened and all of the stuff that didn't happen. And the significant difference in those things that didn't manifest and the things that did was the fact that I didn't have a strategy and a plan for some of that other stuff that I was saying, especially retiring at 35. Like, I hadn't looked and I hadn't sat down and said, okay, how much money is it, if you retire at 35, how much money is it going to require you to have access to, or either assets or cash in hand, in order to be able to live all those years past 35? And so until I look at that and figure out how much I needed to earn yearly, and, did I need to actually shift and make more major moves in order to make, I didn't have any of that, right? So a vision that I had didn't come to pass because I didn't have a plan. An effective leader has a plan. They're not just opening a salon and, going with the flow. They're not, right? Because remember, you are in a leadership position if you're owning a salon. So that means that not only are you going with the flow, but you're just taking people on a ride, right? With no definite destination, or at least no planned destination. So an effective leader has a plan. They not only have a vision that they've written down and made plain, but they have a plan. They have strategies. It's been strategized out, and they know how they're going to get there, right? They at least have an idea. A lot of times when you begin planning your business out, some of the things you may have planned, you may say, hey, I don't even really want to do that, right? So a plan saves you time, money, energy, resources. So connecting strategy, the right strategy and plan to your vision, is major. And it's one of the 5 things that you must do if you're wanting to build and grow an amazing salon. And it's what effective leaders do. And as a salon owner, you are a leader. So number 4 is self-mastery. Self-mastery. An effective leader is growing in the way of self-mastery. So they're learning to master their attitudes, their behavior, their word, right? Their commitment, their lack of procrastination. Is mastering self. So self is whatever those things you may feel that could possibly hold you back, or mastering those things that you're really, really great at, and making sure that you position them properly. But you're mastering yourself, your thought life. All of that is included in mastering who you are. And an effective salon leader, they master themselves before they ever, get the gavel and begin attempting to lead and guide others. Now, that's not to say that you fully master yourself before you ever hire anybody, because that's impossible. Because self-mastery is like evolution. We're constantly evolving and growing, and we just attract people based on the level that we're mastering our own stuff, right? We sit in rooms based on the level that we're mastering our own stuff, or we have a desire to even master, our own stuff. And so self-mastery is one of the 5 things. If you want to build and grow an amazing salon, self-mastery is key. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the tangible things that you do as a leader, saying, this is my goal for myself, is to continue growing. Because as you grow personally, so does your business. And anytime our business grows faster than we do personally, this is from my own experience, anytime our business grows faster than we do personally, we always got to go back and fix some stuff, right? We always got to go back and play catch up and like redo some things, reset foundations. So I'm not saying that a business can't grow past the way you grow personally, or the way you develop personally, or the way that you master yourself, but you will have to go back and like fix those things. How many of you are tired of having to go back and fix stuff? Having to go back and, do that over and over and over again. Like we've been given this test, and it's like I got to do this over again. And it's simply it's a space of self-mastery. We all go through it. We all will have things that we have to go back and do, but as we master self, they're less and less. You guys get that? It's not as many, it's not as much, it's not as many things to fix when we learn to master self. And the fifth thing, that if you want to build and grow an amazing salon, guys, you have to have a desire to grow people. You got to have a desire to grow people, because that is ultimately the central hub of what you are going to do as a salon owner. As you grow people, those people that you grow, they grow your business. As they grow your business, because they begin to master themselves. They handle clients differently. Self-mastery is for your staff that you're influencing by your behavior. They begin to respect coming to work on time, being available for the clients, just all kinds of things, right? And so as an effective leader / salon owner, you gotta, if you want to grow massively, right? Because there are different levels and stages of salon ownership and growth. You have to have a desire to grow people. And we do that because we're on this flight to grow ourselves. And as we grow, we're attracting people who may be a few steps behind us or way behind us or whatever. And we teach them how to get to those next levels. And because they're being taught effectively, it reverberates. It comes back into our business. It flows into our business, and we build great teams, and we attract great clients, our perfect people, and we make great money, and big profits. So, and the last thing, this is a bonus that I wanted to give you guys. If you really want to build and grow an amazing salon, get help. Get help. It's made significant differences for me in my life and my business. If you follow people who are in a leadership position, they will always, if they're successful and honest, they'll tell you, I did not do this alone. Someone helped me for my next level, right? And oftentimes we make the grave mistake of, just attempting to do it alone. And it normally takes longer, right? Because we got to make all the mistakes. It still doesn't mean that you can't teach someone from all of your mistakes, right? But oftentimes it slows up profits. It slows up the growth of your salon, your business. And so the bonus is get help. If you need help, get help. If you're stuck, there's a next level for you. You know that you want more, get help. That's the sixth thing that's going to help you build and grow an amazing salon. So I share with you is vision. I always say vision, guys. I let you know I'm going to talk about vision as long as I'm offering transformational opportunities for people who work with me. Because a vision could even be, over the next 90 days, what's your vision? Or if someone brings this thing that they want to do, this creative idea that they want to do within their business, we'll go into, what do you want this to do? We'll go into the vision aspect of it, because until I know what you want to do with it, I can't give you strategies, right? Not effective strategies anyway. So we talked about vision, and then we said that an effective salon owner needs a plan. So maybe you will bring your vision to me, and then we'll strategize on a plan so that those things that you desire, your goals, whether they're your profit goals or your money goals or your time freedom goals, so that we can actually plan that out. Like, what does that look like in a way that is actually going to yield you results? So an effective leader has a plan. They're not just Willy Bobo out here. They're not just, I'm just going to try this, I'm just going to try that. They're using wisdom, knowing that, okay, I'm saying that I want to do this, but I need a plan. I need a strategy. So an effective leader has a strategy. They have clearly defined values. Write down 5 things that are values for you, and then ask yourself, the way I'm building my business now, does it allow me to align with those things that I say I value, right? If what are your yeses and your nos? And then you can say, okay, am I allowing some of my nos to actually go down, right? Is what I'm doing aligning with my values? Are they even defined? Have I defined them? Because until you'll do anything with anyone, you'll go anywhere with anyone, and you'll allow anyone into your space. And I don't mean just anyone, but you won't be as clear about who is perfect for your team, right? Who is your ideal customer? And that happens when we clearly define what our values are. Self-mastery, you got to master self, right? So that's not something that you're just going to say, okay, I've mastered self. It's a journey, it's evolution, but you do have to make a decision that you're going to be intentional about mastering self, which means that you have to constantly be in a state of awareness where you're going back and saying, did I handle that properly? You know, what could I have done differently? Is there a way that I could have had that conversation differently, right? Self-mastery. We're not just haphazardly, even when people do things that are not right to us, we're not just blowing off the handle. We're not in a revengeful state because we've mastered self. We're mastering self. We've decided this is how I'm going to flow and operate, regardless of how you do or she does or he does, right? Because that's the highest version of me. Right? So mastering self, and then a desire to grow people. If you want to grow an amazing business, you have to have a sincere desire to grow people, and that means that you have to be willing to develop and learn and grow as a leader, right? I'm actually so excited because I get to share my leadership portion with my private clients next week. And so I'm excited about that because the level of leadership that they're willing to align with will determine the level, that their business and life goes. So guys, that's my take on today. Don't forget, September the 23rd, Maximize Live Vision and Profit Clarity session for salon owners who want more. We're going to talk about building an effective team, getting clear on your vision so that you can develop an exit strategy. It's $97 for regular admission. For those of you who really want to take it to a new level or another level, I have VIP opportunities. It's $175 for those. We'll be doing Power Hour together prior to the event. You guys can look at the link in the bio, but for the devices that don't have a link in it, it is renewfullcircle.com/maximize, renewfullcircle.com/maximize for salon owners and aspiring salon owners. You guys have a super, super amazing week. Be safe, stay safe for my North Carolina peeps. Prepare, don't take it lightly, but also remember that we are effective corporately when we pray, right? You guys have a good one. Peace.